What's up, everybody? Iron Tamer here, and we're going to talk about some tips that will help you with your bent press. We're going to address the rack position, the bent press rack. All too often, I'll see people who are attempting to learn the bent press. They'll clean a weight, they'll kettlebell, they'll get in a position here, and they know that this elbow needs to be back there behind them somewhere. And so they just sort of turn at the hips and bring the elbow back. And yes, it is relative to the camera from your point of view behind me now, but how did we get there and exactly where is it in relation to the rest of my body? That's the important part. So first thing we'll do is we'll work it from the top down. I'm not gonna move my elbow from where it is now, but I'm gonna turn back to where I'm facing you. So the elbow itself has only moved a couple of inches. It's gone from, if we're standing on a clock face, from probably 130 or so, maybe to 3, maybe. But it's still kind of in front of the shoulder, so maybe not even all the way to 3 o'clock. And then in order to get it further behind me, what I wind up doing is turning at this hip and then twisting from the lower back, from the lumbar spine. Now I've already put my lumbar spine in a compromised position. When I'm doing a bent press properly, there's very, very little, if any, movement in the lumbar spine. It's all thoracic spine rotation. And don't get hung up on these anatomical terms. Lumbar is the lower back. Thoracic is any vertebrae that has a rib attached to it. The lumbar is meant to be stable. The thoracic is meant to rotate and be more mobile. So let's go back to this beginning. We're here, and if I move this elbow to here, off to the side, and then rotate there, it feels like the weight is far enough behind me, but it's not. So what I'm gonna recommend that you do is when you clean the weight to this position, instead of just moving the arm and rotating, actually break contact here and do what I call a chicken wing. You can exaggerate this. I've seen a lot of folks really exaggerate it, and that's cool. Eventually, over time, you want to narrow that, shorten that range of motion of the elbow coming up and back. But if you'll notice, what I do here is I bring the elbow up and back, and I keep my hips, if I had headlights on my hips pointed forward, they will stay pointed forward towards you. And my shoulders rotate back, and now my elbow comes down behind me into this proper rack position. My hips still pointed forward. I've often noted that sometimes it seems like this hip goes forward even more than this hip. And when we're doing just a strict rotation from the hip, you'll see this hip go forward. But think of keeping the hips aligned forward, bringing this elbow up and back, and turning the chest. If we're back on our clock face, I'm turning my sternum. If I was Iron Man, that thing in the center of his chest would be pointing at like 2 o'clock. My elbow is now on the clock face at like 4:30. Now I'm going to rotate my spine back and keep my elbow in the same position that it's in now, and you'll be able to see the difference. See how far behind me that is? It's way back like that. So if I clean it to this position, bring that elbow up and back, and I'm shifting my weight to this hip as I bring that down here. Now then, chest is pointed 230, somewhere around in there. This angle of my shoulders is perpendicular to my chest. Hips are still pointed forward, and this elbow is way in the back, and I can start to hinge, a diagonal hinge in line with my shoulders, so that my hips move underneath and the arm starts to straighten. As the hips bend, the elbow straightens. So my upper body sort of does this, and the angle at the hips increases, or decreases rather, while the angle at the elbow increases. What it looks like done full speed in real time is we'll clean it, and then I'm going to chicken wing it back and stick my hip out. You can see, if I turn a little bit more, my hips are pointed that way. My chest is pointed that way. My elbow is back there somewhere. And from here, this hip, the one that's underneath, is the one I'm really focusing on supporting the weight. And I'm just doing a diagonal hinge. And as I go, the weight stays at about the same height. Body folds underneath it. Hip bends, elbow straightens at the same rate. And then from there, I just stand up, and the lift is complete. Lower it to the ground safely in whatever manner you choose, setting that position up first before attempting to go into the bent press. Really understanding that position, just doing isometric holds in that position and finding a place where you can hang out there for a while. will be really, really valuable in being able to execute the bent press to the best ability and in the best path that suits your body. Try it out, let me know what you think. If you're interested in more about it, I got a book, I got videos, I got coaching. DM me and we will talk about getting you set up.